Hi, this is Peter from Namensa. In this short video, I'd like to talk about microinteractions and microcopy and how including them within the early stages of design will provide a better user experience for site visitors. Highlighted and celebrated by Dan Saffer in his book of the same name, microinteractions are brief, simple pieces of functionality that only achieve one task. They can provide additional assistance to a larger function or add personality to an element of the page. Their design follows 4 principles, which I will demonstrate with the password strength microinteraction from the user registration form on Twitter. The microinteraction is triggered when the text box is made the focus, like this. The feedback given is the text to the right of the text box. In this instance, as there's been nothing written, this shows a simple but informative instruction to the user. The rule in this instance was simply to display the text on the right when the text box had focus. Finally, the microinteraction loops for each new character inputted. This in turn reveals new rules, assessing the strength of the password each time a character is typed, and changing the text displayed accordingly. For example, microcopy is simply very small amounts of text added to a site, generally placed to provide support or guidance to users. Despite the simple explanation, getting the right microcopy within a site is crucial to the overall success and user experience provided by that site, from a user knowing that they've stumbled upon a broken link to a large e-commerce site increasing revenue by $300 million simply by changing the label on a button. As microcopy can be used to provide support and guidance, it is often found where it is needed most, such as on forms and as error messages. Returning to the first example from Twitter's sign-up page, there are a couple of great examples of microcopy on the text boxes for the password and for the username. Although often neglected and hopefully rarely visited, a website 404 error page can provide a moment of delight with a well-used piece of microcopy, despite the user being diverted from their original task. Let's take a look at a couple of good examples. As you would expect, Apple have got a beautifully clear and simple error page with great use of microcopy to soften the language, put the blame at the site rather than the user, and provide a clear means of progressing away from the page. On the other hand, the microcopy used by IMDb includes specifically adapted quotes from popular films to show that the site cannot find the page the user wanted. A playful element is also included by changing the microcopy whenever the page reappears. Early inclusion of microinteractions and microcopy within the design can help set the tone and personality of a site, and also assist with the development of larger elements such as the site's IA. Their successful implementation is driven by correctly identifying their context of use. For instance, IMDb can afford to have a more engaging error page as the majority of their users won't be visiting for a specific purpose and may enjoy spending time refreshing the page to identify the different quotes. This approach would not work on Apple's site, where users are more likely to be engaged in information-finding behaviour. We can identify the context of use through observations and interviews with the user, as well as through repeated testing of prototypes, all activities performed at the early stages of design. Therefore, it seems this is the ideal time to begin using microinteractions and microcopy, iteratively developing the ideas and concepts as the design progresses, rather than waiting and seeing what time and resource is left at the end to add them in. Thanks.